Hey guys, so yesterday I was at Walmart browsing around, and while I was browsing around, I found these cool decoupage words for Mother's Day. And I found this mom one, and I painted it yellow, and I was gonna do this yesterday for my mom, but then as I started painting it, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna stop after I paint it. I'm gonna make a video out of how I decorate these, because they have letters, you know, just the single letters at Joann's or Michael's or Hobby Lobby that you can get that are just the craft paper brown. And that's what this was before I painted it. And they're fun to decorate and scrapbook and embellish and give to people as a gift, you know, whether it's their birthday or Christmas or whatever. I love to make them. They're super easy. And when I saw this at Walmart, it was only $2.97, and so I really couldn't pass it up, because I don't even think you can get a letter that cheap, one letter that cheap at Joann's. So the fact that it said mom and it was a really good size, I was like, hey, that's a pretty good deal. I'm gonna get that and make it for my mom. And so I painted mine yellow. This is the front of it, and it has this heart on it. So the front isn't painted super great because you only need one coat, because we're gonna put scrapbooking paper on it. But I did do, you know, a couple coats on the back and all on the top to make it look, you know, neat so you couldn't see through it. And what I did before I painted it, because it has this heart in the O for the hole, and I really liked that, but I'm gonna scrapbook paper over it. And I was kind of like, oh, I hate to kind of lose that heart. And so what I did before I actually painted it was I actually just painted the heart. I put a good amount of paint on the heart, and then I stamped it on a white paper. And that way what I can do is I can cut this heart out and trace it on another scrapbooking paper, or do whatever I want with it. But I, you know, wanted to be able to have the exact size heart and not guess. So I went ahead and painted it first and then stamped it on paper so I can do whatever I want with this heart after, because we are actually going to cover it up with scrapbooking paper. So go ahead and paint your decoupage letter or your word if you go to Walmart and you get one of these. They had a ton of them. And when you're done with that, you're gonna need two different 12 by 12 lightweight scrapbooking papers. And so I got coordinating ones, because they're both gonna be on the top of this letter. And so this is what I'm gonna use. And so after you've chosen your two pieces of scrapbooking paper, what you're gonna do is you're going to lay them face down on your table. And then what you're gonna do is you are gonna take your word or your letter, and you are going to put it also face down on your scrapbooking paper on the white side. And you are going to trace it face down on your scrapbooking paper. I went ahead and did what I could on the top, and then I have plenty of room on the bottom half to go ahead and do the little M. And go ahead and trace it. And go ahead and do that on both papers, face down, letter face down. And then what you're gonna do is cut them out, and then we'll pick up after that. And your cutting doesn't have to be perfect. Like, honestly, I would do the cutting inside of the line, because when we put it on the word, we're gonna either distress it or put some metallic paint along the outside of it. And so we're gonna kind of shabby chic it up. So if you can, you know, try to cut inside your tracing line. This is what I'm left with. And the last of the M over here for this one, and the same for the green, whole thing. So now you've got two of your letter or your word, and now you've got to choose which one you want for your base to lay down on your letter first. And I am going to choose the green. I am going to put the green down first. So go ahead and set it on top. And it's like I said before, it, you know, it doesn't matter if your cutting wasn't perfect because it's just gonna add to it. Because you're gonna distress it and cover it up anyway, so. Okay, so there's that part. And then see how it just kinda, it stops right here, but I have this full letter M here. So what I am going to do is place this there, and I am going to cut it right where the O is, straight. So I'm going to use my cutter. And then I'm going to put my other M on top of it. So I will have a perfect cut. There we go. Perfect. So now we have just made a perfect cut. And now it fits perfect. See, pretty easy. I am going to put the Mod Podge on the letter. So, and I'm just using the regular old gloss Mod Podge. Go ahead and lather it up, not too thick, get it nice and spread out. Alrighty, and then just take your paper letter and set it on top. And if you're gonna move it, you need to move it quick because alrighty. So that's what you are left with, that right there. So looks cute already, and see, you can even see the heart through there. So maybe we won't need to use that heart thing, or maybe we will, that heart stamp I made. So now what we're gonna do, this is the fun part. This is where this paper comes into play. And we are going to rip pieces of this paper and set it on top of the green paper. So we're actually gonna end up covering up the green paper. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look for spots that I like, and so I'm gonna say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna rip it, and literally rip it. I'm gonna rip this at an angle right here. Okay, so see how when you rip it, it takes some of the print off? That's okay. You want it to look like that. I promise you it's okay. Go ahead and put the Mod Podge on that little piece you just ripped. I'm doing it in my hand because I have a white napkin and it's not gonna show. But so go ahead and put that, and then the part that you just ripped off, lay it on your letter. So this is what you're left with. See, it's gonna look so super cute. So now I'm gonna pick another spot, and I think I'm gonna go to the top of the M, and I'm gonna rip at an angle again. And then I'm gonna rip at another angle to a point. There we go. And I'm gonna glue that on. And that goes at the top of the M right here. And when you're putting the second paper on, you do want to try and make sure you cover up the edges of the green that you laid down first. And this is what you're left with. You see where I'm coming out with this? This is so stinking cute. Okay, so then what I want to do is, I think I'm going to do something like right here on the M. I think I'm going to go like right here. So I guess whatever paper you want to show most of, you would be the base. And I chose the green because I thought, well, my letter is so long that the polka dots will line up pretty easy. Look at how cute that's looking already. Alrighty, so that's super cute. I love this. Okay, and I think that I am going to do another one on the top here. You can make them as long or as little as you want. That's the whole fun of this. Like, and then this goes right here, so I think I'm going to add one there, small one. I hear my daughter in her room with the door closed, and I think she's singing to herself. I love that. This one. Mod Podge reminds me of elementary school. The smell of Elmer's glue when you did a craft in school. That's what it reminds me of every time I smell it. So this is what we're left with so far. And I think there are a couple spots that I'm not super happy with. I think I'm going to add something here, and I think I'm going to add a little something here, maybe coming out of there. Alrighty, so now we are done with the Mod Podge. For now, anyway. And now we move on to, I guess you could say, the embellishing part of it. So something that I like to do is, I love these metallic paints by Martha Stewart. I love, love, love these so much. I have them in a ton of colors, and they're fun to distress things with. And so I have chosen the yellow today to distress this with. And now what we're going to do is take our paint, and on the edges here, the line where you've ripped and you see the paper, I'm going to just kind of blot on some yellow metallic paint along, I guess what you could call the seam. And this is going to be to kind of cover up the seam and add some embellishing to it. And I blot it on. I don't use paint strokes or brush strokes. I just blot it on. And I don't put excessively too much, I just kind of blot it on. And so go ahead and blot away on all your seams. You could use, instead of paint, you could even use like the Tim Holtz if you're using like a darker paper. What I've done is use the Tim Holtz ink, distress ink pad, and you can distress it so it looks burnt and aged if you wanted to. But this one, I don't want to make it look burnt and aged because it's springtime and it's for my mom, and I want it to be bright and colorful for her. But look at them, that looks so adorable. I love it. It's already just cleaning it up and making it look pretty. So go ahead and finish that. And if you want to go around the outside edges here of your letter or your word, go for it. And I'll see you back here when we're done blotting away our metallic paint. Okay, so this is what you're left with. And it looks really cute. I went ahead and cut that heart out and put the yellowish gold metallic paint on it. And so now it's pretty dry. So now what I'm gonna do is I am going to take, you can take your matted Mod Podge if you want, or you could even take the antiquing Mod Podge and go ahead and put a coat over the top of the letters, just over the whole top of it, and let it dry before you embellish it. Give it a couple hours to dry, and while it's drying, go ahead and maybe go through your crafting supplies and find what it is that you want to embellish it with. And when mine is dry, I'll meet you back here and we will go ahead and embellish it together. Okay, so my word is done drying with the Mod Podge, and I did it with the matted Mod Podge. So now I guess it's just time to go ahead and embellish it and finish it off. So let's see. I always like to incorporate string into it, wrapping string around the letter somewhere. I just kind of like the look of it. So before I completely tie that, I have a couple little metal embellishments that I have picked up at Walmart that were in the dollar bins. And I think that I am going to add one of these to it before I completely tie this off. I'm going to add some rhinestones. Right there on the end. And that's it. I mean, if you want to add more to it, add more to it. I don't really have much more to add to it. I think that my mom is gonna love this. And you could even just do it with individual letters from Joann's and Michael's if you wanted to. I was just lucky enough to find this one at Walmart the other day, and I love this. I think my mom is gonna love this. And I hope it gave you guys a new good idea as to a way for you to decorate and embellish decoupage letters or words. Hope you all have a happy Mother's Day. I think I have maybe one more Mother's Day gift idea to upload before Mother's Day. So get to crafting for your mom for Mother's Day. Do a DIY gift for her if you haven't done anything yet. If y'all liked my video, please give me a thumbs up today on this video. And please, please, please subscribe to my channel. And have a great day and happy crafting to you.